I know the title of this video sounds very vague and very general, but I promise you, if you just keep watching this video and apply the practical steps I tell you to, you're gonna be pretty fucking better off with this video than you would have been otherwise. And excuse me with my hand positions with this phone, because I recently joined the gym and my biceps are sore as fuck, so I can't really hold this for too long in one hand. It's fucking. But regardless, I am probably going to go unfiltered on this video. I don't have a script written down for this video. I don't have, I probably wouldn't even edit this video that much, except for the the audio and the fucking color grading and maybe a few cuts here and there. But yes, it's going to be a pretty straightforward, pretty raw video, and I'm just gonna freestyle it. The number one thing you can do to be more socially why do I keep saying socially? The number one thing that you can do right now to be more emotionally intelligent is to accept all parts of yourself. And I know that sounds cliche, and I know that you've heard that a million times before. I've told you that. Like, you've probably heard those sayings that be kind to yourself, love yourself, but there is some truth attached to that. In this context that I'm telling you, if you want to be more emotionally intelligent, you should be you should have self-acceptance. Because only when you have self-acceptance, then you can understand what's going on with you. Does that make sense? So let's say that you are addicted to scrolling, or you are addicted to porn, or you are addicted to some kind of habit. What you shouldn't do is be like those no fap dudes, so day 180, and just say that I'm not gonna ever fap again, then just fail fucking like 2 days later. That's not how it works. If you are addicted to something, then that usually means that you get something out of it emotionally. Like, if you watch porn, for example, that means that you get some sort of validation that you didn't receive otherwise when you were a child or something. Because I know it sounds deep, but it is deep. It really is deep. These habits are not just I don't have anything else to do, so I'm just passing my time. No, you just gain something out of it emotionally. That's why they are so hard to leave. For example, scrolling is very we all scroll, right? We all fucking scroll out for hours a day. I know I did back in the day. If you don't, then you're a fucking outlier, and just know that I respect you. But if you do, then the best thing you should do is not to say that I'm just gonna stop scrolling. The best thing to do is to ask yourself, why the fuck do I scroll? Because it usually is because you're trying to ignore something, or a part of your reality, or your life is maybe too shitty. That's what you're trying to ignore, and scrolling gives you that. Scrolling gives you the distraction you need to ignore that. So that's what I'm saying, that if you fucking reject a part of yourself and just pretend that you don't have it, you're not going to make that much progress, and you're not really going to tap deeper into your mentality, and you're not really going to understand shit about yourself. So let's say you have some problem. Let's say you keep falling into the same habit again and again, or maybe, I don't know, you're socially anxious. You have to accept that part of yourself. You can't just say that I don't have it. I know this is a personal story, but back in the day, I used to fucking have social anxiety all day long, but I used to pretend I didn't. Like, I would fucking listen to all these funk songs, and I didn't even listen to funk songs, but like those songs that hype me up, and I would just go ahead and try to talk to people, and I would be like, yeah bro, I'm the shit, but that never worked, because I still am the dude who's fucking socially insecure, socially anxious. So that didn't work. I tried it a lot. I tried it like a shitload of times, like probably for years. Never worked, because you can't fucking ignore parts of yourself. That's literally not how it works. The second step you can do to be more emotionally intelligent is to be brutally honest with yourself. Now, yes, this ties down to the first step, but it has some nuances of its own. I don't know how to explain this, but if you're not brutally honest with yourself, then you're not really going to make progress in any area of life. Like, even as far as YouTube is concerned, if I just say that, oh no, 1 or 2 videos is okay, and if I post once or twice a month, that's okay. If I'm not being honest, and if I don't tell myself that yes, I need to upload consistently, then I'm gonna fucking fail in YouTube too, right? Same in studies. If you fucking, I don't know, if you study one word a day, if one page a day, and you have exams coming up next month, then you can't just be like, oh no, it's one page a day is okay. You have to fucking like study the chapter, study the fucking concepts, right? So you have to be honest with yourself in every aspect of life, and it works no matter where you are. So if you want to be more emotionally intelligent, you have to be fucking honest with yourself. You have to accept things that are part of you. You have to accept your childhood. You have to accept the things around you. You have to literally accept the things that you do. You have to be honest with yourself about everything. You cannot lie to yourself. You cannot fucking push it yourself into something that you're not. You have to be honest with yourself. It sounds very similar to the first step, but yes, because it's tied to the first step. You have to be honest with yourself in order to be emotionally intelligent. Step number 3 that you can do to be more emotionally intelligent is to be aware of yourself. And what do I mean by that? Be aware of yourself. It means to understand your own psychology and understand how your psyche works, right? I'll give you an example. When last year I saw this show, it was called Baki the Grappler. You probably heard of that show before. It's a show of MMA artists and whatnot, and I really fucking love this show. And it had this, main villain that was called Yujiro, and I really fucking like Yujiro. I like how dominant he was. I like how strong he was. I like how much dominance and how much respect he commanded. It was all very fun to watch for me, and I really fucking integrated that character of his to my own life. I tried to be more dominant. I tried to be more fucking strong. I tried to lift more. I tried to train martial arts. Like, I really tried to integrate that version of him into my own life. Now I know it sounds cringy. I know it might even sound fucking like stupid, but that's what I did. But you have to understand why I did this, and I didn't know this back then. I only like recently found out why the fuck I did that. When I was young, I was so bullied, and I was also fucking, I had childhood trauma and all that shit. It's pretty common nowadays. If you're watching this, you probably had it too. And I saw this movie that was called The Incredible Hulk, and I probably talked about this in a other video, in my other video too. It had this, Bruce Banner. It had a character. It was called Bruce Banner, and Bruce was fucking, he was a good person, and he was trying to run from, the army hunting in and shit, and people trying to kill him and whatnot, and he was trying to run from that. And what happened was that whenever they got too close to him, to hurting him, he fucking turned into the Hulk and fucking just protected Bruce and just killed everyone. Now, to me, to a 5-year-old, to a 4-year-old me, that fucking sound very attractive. That was like, damn. So Hulk protected Bruce from being hunted down by other people. Damn. If only I had the Hulk, if only I became the Hulk, then that means I would be able to protect myself too from these bullies and from this childhood trauma. So it kind of planted this idea in my head that security and safety only come from when you're fucking the Hulk. Right? When you're the Hulk, basically. So yes, the Hulk became a symbol of emotional security and safety. Yes. So I really liked his character because it represented to me how you can you know that's why I liked Yujiro, because he was basically like another Hulk. Yes, so that's why I liked Yujiro, because he was basically another version of the Hulk that I really, I don't know what the fuck to say now. Like, whenever I bring these childhood memories to face, like, I go speechless, bro. But yeah, basically, if you just apply those 3 steps that I told you to accept parts of yourself, to be brutally honest with yourself, and to understand your own psyche, you will definitely be more emotionally intelligent, and you would learn how to navigate, psychology and emotions better than you would have otherwise. So if you watch this video to this part, then I would advise you to really apply those 3 steps to your real life, and because they would definitely help you.